at all points of time. It's a 24/7, 365 activity. It's not done for just 1 hour or half an hour. You know, people do meditation for half an hour, 1 hour, right? But why just for half an hour and 1 hour? When your 23 hours will be all nonsensical. What's the point? You know, if you're going to do something for half and 1 hour, like in 23 hours, you're going to do something totally different. Which is going to win? 1 hour or 23 hours? Who's going to win? Tell me, in a war between 1 hour and 23 hours. 23 is going to win. Okay, now the thing is, the word meditation comes from the root medi. Okay, medi. Medi is Latin for middle. Okay, center, which comes from Sanskrit, madhya. Madhya became medi in Latin, and that is center. Okay, so meditation means centration, which means that you are being in the center. That's all meditation is. So when you are in center, you are meditating all the time. Okay, whenever you are like centered, you are meditating all the time. So, and when you're speaking from the center of your mouth, you are meditating. Meditation does not mean silence. Okay, it does not mean silence. It means that when you speak the right things from the center of your mouth. Okay, that's what it means. Okay, so meditation doesn't mean that you just sit down like that. Because if you sit down like that without speaking, your mind will just run. And you will have a hard time controlling it. So, first, like, where do we eat food from? I'll ask you a question. Where do we eat food from? Food. Everyone eats food. No, but where do we, in our body, where do we eat it from? The food. Mouth, right? Mouth.
Yeah.
Okay, we eat food from the mouth, right? Okay. So, people think mouth is only for eating food, right? When you eat food from the mouth, what happens? It goes into your stomach, and what happens there? Broken down, and what gets produced? Energy, right? Yes. So you eat food, it goes into the fire here, energy is produced. Now you have to do something with that energy to close the loop, right? So it went in from here, mouth, went in down here, energy is produced. The same energy has to come back through the mouth again as what? What? Speech. Okay, so speech is the primary human activity. Okay, speech is a primary. So when they say silence is golden, then you can say the right speech is better than golden. Okay. Okay, correct speech is better than golden. Okay, because it's real gold, not just golden. It's real gold. Okay. So the thing is that you are supposed to finish this process through proper speech, not just gossiping and speaking nonsense, right? Like people can do that too, right? With that energy. When the energy comes in, you can spread that energy out in nonsense too, like, isn't it? It's your choice. That's why human beings have what is called free will. You can choose to decide to do whatever you want with that energy. Okay, but the thing is that whenever you decide to do something, there will be consequences. Okay, because free will is your choice, but after you have exercised that free will and you have taken an action, there will be a reaction to that action, which is called a consequence, which is what is called karma. You know, which is called karma in the West. Like, okay, that karma has become karma. So that's where the whole point of, and all of the karma you do on this plane is done through your body. Yeah.
In Swedish, karm is a window.
Yeah.
Like a window
Yes.
around the window. In svenska karm,
Yes.
it's like a different angle or a break in the angle.
Yes. Yes.
The edges
Axel.
of the window.
Yes. I mean, it is actually a window in the sense that you are going through something. Now, when you go through something, there is something different will be there. that you can consider the consequences. Whenever you I choose this window, then you go out of that window, and then there's a different scene. If you go out of that window, then there is a different scene, basically, when you're choosing the windows, basically. So that is the decision making which you do anyways. So, like, for human beings, it is important to understand that action will have consequence. Okay, so if you don't use your body properly, the consequence will not just be for the body. It'll be for your mind, it'll be for your psychological nature, it'll be for your spirit as well. Because body, mind, spirit is like a triangle. Okay, so right now what is happening is that most people's body and mind are too connected. Like this, like this, like this. So whatever the mind tells, the body does. Okay, there's no separation between mind and body. Like if you give some candies to a kid, what will it do? If you put a candy bowl in front of it, what will it do? Anyone? Eat it. So it'll eat one. Okay, then it'll eat the second. It'll eat the third. It'll not stop, right? It'll keep on eating until it gets sick. Okay, it has to get sick before it stops. So that is the mind, right? Telling eat another one. Eat another one. And what is the body doing? Just following it. Body is just following it. Okay. So we can't have that. We have to create a separation between the mind and the body, where the body doesn't automatically do what the mind tells it to do. Okay. So for that, you have to take control of the body through your what? Consciousness. Or what is consciousness? Now you might ask me, what is consciousness? Okay. Like, for example, if you're thinking any thought right now, any thought at all, okay, and if you have something inside you which can watch your own thought, like whatever you're thinking, you can know that I'm thinking this, right? There is something inside you which can see your own thoughts, right? And can know that this is what I'm thinking. That thing is your consciousness. Now that thing has to take control of your body, not your mind. Okay? Not the mind. That consciousness has to take control of your body. And if you're going to do that, then you'll find that a lot of things which in the modern world are called all kinds of psychological problems, mental problems, diseases, physical, mental, spiritual, all have the root cause in that lack of discipline. So discipline has become a very bad word right now, but it is the most important thing. And each human being, once you're given a human body, it's your responsibility to have that discipline towards that tool. Like right now you have this camera, like for example, then you use that camera nicely, right? You don't throw it, you don't try to that thing, you try to take good nice care of it so that it functions, right? So the same you have to do with the body, even more, much more with the body than with the camera, right? Because which is a more sophisticated equipment, camera or your body? Body, right? So your whole focus should be much more on your, for example, people are wearing watches right now, okay, but they don't know that how that affects the body or how that harms the body, because you have a heartbeat here, okay, your pulse comes here, okay. Now does your heart beat like a clock? Does your heart beat like a clock? Does any human's heart beat like a clock, like where its heartbeat is exact second per second like a watch? If it were so, if any human being's heart beat like that, that human being will have zero immune system and will die within a day. Heart has a variability, it's called heart rate variability, HRV, okay, and that defines your immune system, it defines your health. Now you put a watch on top of it, which is machine beat, on top of this beat, which is an organic beat. Now those two beats will collide. So you are affecting your heart in a negative manner for no rhyme or reason.
If you have a digital, is it okay?
Digital also has got a crystal in it. A crystal which is giving it that time. It's more subtle, not mechanical, but it still has a beat.
So the watch I have.
No, you can't, don't disturb your pulse. You cannot disturb your pulse.
So my watch does that.
Yeah. So you cannot disturb your pulse, for example. You cannot disturb your pulse. And for no rhyme or reason. In this day and age, you don't need to. In mobile, you always get the time, right? Why do you need a watch? For what purpose? So this thing is like, either you want to torture your body unnecessarily, or you want your well-being. Again, my question came down to, do you really want your well-being? If you want your well-being, you will have to learn the real knowledge of this nature and this universe or multiverse we are inside of. Once you learn that, then you can apply that. Okay, and then you will get your well-being, not just for present, but for future, for all of your future. I mean, no one likes to get sick. No one likes to have any kind of problems, but people get. That's why we have a world full of hospitals, right? Where people are having all kinds of issues all the time, and the issues are increasing day by day. They're not decreasing because the human instrument is not being used properly, and we are torturing it in thousands of ways which we don't even know. Like the watch thing, a lot of people did not know that out here, that they're torturing their heart by wearing a watch. You know, you don't like to hear two songs at the same time, right? Like if one song is playing, another song plays on top of it. Will that muddle the other song or not? It will muddle the other song, right? So it's just common sense, right? So there's so many things which like people are doing, which people think are healthy, like people are jogging. Okay, people think that is a healthy thing to do. But you're actually shaking your whole internal system. And you're jogging on hard surface, you're shaking your body, you're creating problem for your joints and all kinds of things, which will show up in your old age. So whatever we even think of as healthy right now is not really healthy. And why has that happened? Because we have lost connection with nature. Okay, so we have lost our natural common sense, and we have to get that back, and it starts with your own self and your own body. Okay, so anyone, any questions up to what I've spoken up till now? Anyone who has any questions? Yes.
What about, I didn't get that about the watch.
Yes. Yes, you have your heart here, right?
Yes.
In the left hand side. Your pulse comes here. Pulse. Yes. When your doctor can see your pulse from here. Okay. So your heartbeat is here. Yes. Okay. Now, like you have a beat. Now your watch also has a machine beat, like tick, tick, tick. Yeah.
No, but it should maybe.
Yeah, it has. Like that's why it gives that time to you. So that's a machine beat. Okay. But your heart does not beat like that.
No.
Okay. So if you have two songs playing at the same time, if you put radio on and one song and another song, what will happen between the two songs?
They will be
Clashing, disharmony. So this will create disharmony with this song.
So I should take it
Yes,
off?
yeah, take it off because you already have a song playing here. You have a song playing here. You don't want to disturb that song. Why do you want to disturb that song? Yeah, there's no reason for you to do it, but you have to know that first a song is playing here, and when you go to the doctor can hear that song, you know, and that's what the difference between machine beats and organic beats is. You know, like why is machine beat music bad for human beings? Like right now there's a lot of techno music, right? What they call techno music. It's made on computers, so the beats are made on computers. You know, human being is playing those. They're exact. Okay, but when a human being plays any drum or any instrument, there's a breath in it. It's not exact. It is never exact. There is a breath to it. Now that breath is the breath of life. Okay. Like you cannot, otherwise, like that's like becoming a robot. Like human body is not designed like a robot. You know, that's why your heart has variability. It always will beat in an irregular fashion. Okay, and at high level medical sciences, they know that HRV defines your immune system. Your heart rate variability is the thing which defines your immune system. And it gets closer to golden ratio. If your HRV gets closer to golden ratio, which is 1.618, then you will have what is called a heart of gold. That's where your immune system will be perfect. You will not get any disease. This is all real science now. So there is a whole actual science to it, but we are not taught all of this at school, right? These are the things which should be taught at school, at the basic. I mean, this should be basic education. But if that is not there, right now we have things like internet. We have things like other things where people can get educated. If you want to learn, there is a place to learn on this earth right now. If you really want to learn. And if you don't want to learn, then you will never get your well-being. So for well-being, learning attitude is absolutely the word, what is the Swedish word for essential?
Essential.
It's the same.
Essential.
Essential.
Essential only?
Essential.
Okay. So it's
Yes.
absolutely,
Most important.
yeah. I mean, you cannot get to that without that. You just cannot. Okay. And then once you learn, you have to, what do you have to do after that? No. Apply. Yeah. Practice. Apply. Once you learn, you have to apply. Right? So we have to apply. Okay. So like, and there is no age for learning attitude. I mean, even a 5-year-old might not have it, and a 70-year-old might have it. Okay. There is no particular age for learning attitude. Anyone can have learning attitude. So there is no bar to that. Okay. But it is something which you can only have when you want your well-being. Then you're eager to know. You want to know. And the first thing you should want to know when you are taken a human birth is what? What should you want to know first? What should be your very first wanting when you take a human birth? No, very first wanting. Like once you become conscious, when you are 3-4 years old. What should you want to know first?
Remember.
What should you want to know first? Yes. You should want to know what to do with this. I have got this now. What am I going to do with this? That's the first thing you want to learn, right? That's where the learning starts from. The birthplace of learning. Because that's a sensical thing. That's a sensical thing to do. To want to learn. Like how to use this instrument. You have this instrument now. You have to use it. Okay. So for that you have to learn what you are going to do with this. And if you're going to start filling it up with crap, people, bad diet, alcohol, all kinds of things, what are you doing? You are saying that I don't actually want to learn how to use this thing. And whenever you say no to learning attitude, what happens? Your problem starts. Your well-being gets affected. Right? Right? So human beings have freedom, they have free will, but it has to be used properly. If you want your well-being. If you don't want your well-being, you can do whatever you want. There's no problem. Then you can face the music. You do something, you face the music. You do something, then you face the music. That's how the game goes, basically. But if you want your well-being properly, holistic, in a full holistic sense, you want nothing bad to happen to you. You want pleasure, not pain. You want bliss, not torture. Okay? Who prefers bliss here to torture? Bliss or torture? Like people can speak from the mouth.
Yes.
Everyone, I should be able to hear everyone. Like bliss or torture?
Bliss.
Okay, that's it. Pleasure or pain?
Pleasure.
Okay. Let's be clear and loud about this. Okay, we have to be loud about this. Because this choice seems so normal and simple, but it's not so simple. People actually do not make this choice. If you actually make this choice, things will become much more easier for you. If you actually make this choice, this whole world will change for you. What you do in it, how you handle yourself, everything changes. Just by that one choice, an affirmation. So, if you are actually taking care of your own body properly, what are you doing? Are you connecting with nature or not?
Connected.
You are connecting with nature. Just through your own body itself. Then, how you use that body in an environment, like in a forest or in a lake, then also you are connecting. But you know how to connect. Because you're connected with your own body first. That's how you know how to connect with anything else later. Whether it's another human being, nature, surrounding, anything. Okay? So that's my main important point I wanted to get across. And because I think out here, like, people have interest in nature in Scandinavia, and they do go out camping and they do have but they are not still connecting with it in the way nature should be connected with. There is a lack of respect. There's a lack of sensitivity. There's a lack of, let's say, grace in the way this is done. So if all those things are brought into the thing, then we'll be going towards a more realistic connection, which will be worthwhile for yourself and elating. It'll give you pleasure and bliss. A being, if they connect with nature properly, they can never be depressed. Depression is not possible for a being which is connected with nature properly. It's just not. So, like, we have to understand, we have to, like, take the positive thing. The positive thing in Scandinavia right now is that people do want to connect with nature, right? And people have a, like, appreciation of it. You know, like, you don't want to cut all the forest down, right? In Sweden, do you? No, you want it there. Now, if it's there, you have to know how to deal with it, how to enjoy it, like how to make sure that it helps you you have a symbiotic relationship where you get healthier with proper dealings with it. So all of that has to be done, and the whole journey starts with your own self and body and centering. And the eye exercise we did, you should, like, this is a simple posture, anybody can do it. And even if you don't do that like that, there are other ways to get into centered. Even when you're standing, you can be centered. In different ways, you can be centered at all times, you know. So it's not just a thing that like you have to be exactly in this posture, but there are various postures to be centered, but this is the best one. And after a while, it'll become normal for you. Like, your legs won't hurt or anything, because yes, because there is no practice of it, right? So it's not like a yoga asana or anything, you know. It's not like you're putting your leg behind your head or things like that, you know. We're not talking that kind of stuff here. So that's not necessary, you know. And I mean, I consider yoga to be not like a scam, like, you know, but again, like aerobics and different things, which is not necessary for human body. But we don't have time to go into that right now. So out here, I would just want people to understand that you have to center using your body and keep your posture centered. And all meditation there's how many kinds of meditations are there in this world? People are being taught. How many? Thousands of types of meditations in this world, right? Thousands of types of meditation. When I'm saying the word meditation by itself means one thing only: centering. There is no other meditation. There is only one, which is keeping your body centered. If anyone tells you any other way, then they should not use the word meditation. They should use some other word for it. Because once you use that